I've been unemployed for months. My savings are running low. Today, I'm looking at the temporary jobs many Vietnamese people do while waiting for a new opportunity. One of the most interesting places in Vietnam is a local market like this. It's not just a place to buy food. It's also where many people earn a living and support their families. If you walk around the market, you'll see many different stories. The bulky trays of tangerines were transported to the market by motorbike. Up ahead are women selling cakes, sticky rice, and noodle dishes. Some have been doing this work for decades. In Vietnam, if you can cook well, it can become a real career. Look who I met today, a very friendly woman selling grilled pork noodle soup. When I asked if I could film, she immediately said yes. She even happily introduced her food to me. She told me she has been selling here for about 8 years, and her day starts at around 3 a.m. But what impressed me most was her positive energy. She also sells banh quan. Banh quan is made from a thin rice batter. The batter is steamed into delicate, thin sheets. It sounds simple, but the cook must be very skilled and experienced.
Một, hai, ba, vô. Quay đường phim ấy.
In addition, you can sell juices, grilled meat, broken rice dishes, anything you can cook that tastes good to the locals and ensures food safety. Then you can set up a stall at the market to earn money. Have you ever tried Vietnamese beef noodle soup?
Chị ơi cho em một bún bò không hành.
This stall was quite crowded. She smiled and kindly offered me to carry my own vegetables and noodles, which I readily accepted. At casual eateries in Vietnam, this is quite normal. It creates a very friendly atmosphere. My bowl of beef noodle soup, it looks delicious. I usually add some chili sauce, a little chili oil. That's really good. My favorite part is the broth. It has a natural sweetness from simmered bones. Every stall has its own recipe, and this is a flavor profile I really enjoy. I've observed that people usually buy from friendly, cheerful stalls. Buyers feel comfortable and at ease. That's true in a budget market. If you sell delicious food but have a disrespectful and unfriendly attitude towards customers, you're highly likely to have few customers. Suddenly, I heard singing and music right next to me. And it turned out, this is how disabled people in Vietnam make a living. He wasn't selling products. He was offering his voice and his songs. It was people trying to earn a living in their own way. I only had $1 left in my pocket, and I helped them. It's true, I'm unemployed, but I'm still lucky to be healthy. everyone is finding their own way to survive. I don't know the full story behind their lives, but I can see their effort. Scenes like these are a very real part of life, and it makes me appreciate what I have even more.
Bây giờ đã thật là ngày xưa mà
Dạ.
Số 40.
Dạ, dạ.
40 cảm ơn.
Dạ, cảm ơn. Bye bye.
Earlier today, I showed you some ways people make a living in Vietnamese markets. But what about me? Today, I'm doing a rather unique job. I'm going to be a nail model. This is a small nail salon where I was a model. The owner is quite young, and since I arrived 20 minutes early, I had to wait. My job is very simple. I just need to sit still, let them practice on my foots, and be patient for a few hours. In return, I'll earn about $5 per hour. In Vietnam, it's actually a fairly common temporary job. New nail students need people to practice on. Since they don't have much experience yet, they need real people to practice with. And today, I'll be one of those people. I find the job quite interesting. You get to do beautiful nails and get paid. But there's a risk. You might bleed because these are completely inexperienced nail technicians. But luckily, I had already gone through the process of removing excess skin from my toes, so I was safe, painless, and bleeding-free. She kept asking how I felt. I'm very curious about the finished manicure. She chose the design herself and did what she liked, and she wants to improve her skills. I guess she's practicing curing with a magnet to get the brightest glitter polish and the style she wants. The next nail model arrived early and sat waiting just like me. After 1 hour and 45 minutes, my manicure was finished and looked pretty good. After giving her feedback for another 15 minutes, I received $10. It's not a huge amount of money, but for me right now, it's the result of a few hours of work, and earning money on my own always feels good. It was drizzling, so I decided to use the money to get a haircut. It's hard to believe, but I haven't had a haircut in almost 10 months. Not because I wanted to grow my hair longer. I simply prioritized other expenses first. I chose a simple local hair salon near where I live. It's not a luxury salon, but it's clean and friendly. I'd also like to try a new curly hairstyle, but that's a luxury I can't afford right now. I just trim my bangs and remove the dry, damaged ends. Trimming them will make my hair look neater and healthier.
Sơ sơ tí thôi.
Ai cũng cắt nhầm lại sao?
Ai nói thế, chắc tầm em để tắt đen quen.
It only took about 10 minutes to do. How do you like my new hairstyle? It only cost me $2. Do I look funny? It's raining. I don't want the rainwater to wet my new hairstyle. Today's challenge is to use my $2 to buy food and fruit for dessert. Everyone in the market was very amused and friendly when they saw me filming.
Bà không nhận nó con à?
This bunch of vegetables is only 30 cents. Very cheap, fresh, and good quality.
Vẫn. Dạ đây. Dạ.
She's 60 years old and has been selling vegetables at the market for over 25 years. And she wanted to see the videos I filmed that featured her face. She said it was her first time on television and she was very excited. I also bought 2 tomatoes and 3 pieces of tofu. Altogether, those items cost about 50 cents.
Dạ em cũng
So I have $1.20 left to buy fruit. Fruit in Vietnam is more expensive than vegetables, and many types are even more expensive than fish and meat.
Thế nào? Đây.
I bought a pineapple for $1. It's called honey pineapple.
Dạ. Rồi, con cảm ơn.
Tìm cái cô nào em tặng mà em thấy cái cô nào quá đẹp em đâu dám tặng, em tặng sợ đó.
So I spent about $1.80 on a meal. That included vegetables, a main course, and fruit. This may not look like a lot of food, and it's definitely not a fancy meal. But for me, it's enough. While I don't have a stable job yet, I'm trying to spend carefully. This is our shared laundry area. This is the 10-year-old girl who lives with me. It's summer vacation now, so she doesn't have to go to school. Since we share the same living space, we see each other every day. Over time, we've become quite close. Today, I was planning to cook for both her and her mom, but they're leaving in about 30 minutes. So that meal will have to wait for another day. I brought out some mixed rice paper snacks. This is a favorite snack among young people in Vietnam. Oh, I forgot I left a bunch of vegetables in the refrigerator. I need to eat them before they spoil.
Oh, thank you. Ngon lắm.
You know what? Something really cute happened. She gave me a piece of candy. It may have been just a small piece of candy, but it shows that the girl is a sharing person and that her mother's upbringing is truly excellent.
I had just finished picking vegetables when the girl's mother arrived to pick her up to go to work with her.
To be honest, shared living in Vietnam can sometimes be complicated, especially when you're not living with your own family. Everyone has different habits and routines, different schedules, different lifestyles. Even small things can sometimes create tension. But I think I'm fortunate because the mother and daughter I live with always try to respect each other. As an unemployed person like myself, I always prioritize simple and inexpensive meals, like today's tofu in tomato sauce. And this is the portion of breakfast noodles she set aside for me. She knows I don't have an income yet, so she always cooks an extra portion for me. And the final dish for today is boiled amaranth greens. Just wash it and boil it for a few minutes. All right, today's meal is ready. A very ordinary meal in my life here in Vietnam. I'd like to share something with you all. Honestly, I didn't expect my previous video to receive so much attention. The video reached over 10,000 views and received more than 40 comments. Some comments were encouraging and supportive. Others offered criticism or different perspectives, and I appreciate all of it. I will continue sharing my real life, the struggles, the small joys, and the goals I'm working toward. I also want to show you more about life in Vietnam, the people, the culture, and the simple things I love here. My life may not be extraordinary, but it is real. Once again, thank you for over 10,000 views and more than 40 comments on the previous video. It means more to me than you might imagine. We only chatted for a little while before I finished eating. I need to clean up and put everything back in its place. I'll save the leftover spinach for dinner. It's honey pineapple. I enjoy eating it chilled, or right after a meal, I'll dip it in a little salt. That might sound unusual to many foreigners, but in Vietnam, many people enjoy fruit with salt or chili salt. A little salt helps bring out the fruit's natural sweetness and creates a unique flavor combination. If you ever visit Vietnam, besides trying pho or banh mi, I hope you'll also try some local fruits. And if you enjoy content like this, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a huge source of motivation for me to keep going. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.